The magpie goose is interesting to me, apparently the last surviving evolutionary lineage of its type. It's halfway between a vulture and a goose. It can even perch on a branch. It is not in the mood for convention, nor in the habit of assimilation to the ordinary. It is wayward, as I am today, or really my topic of thought this morning. I want to reconcile three concepts together. The first is the supernatural screech of Judah recorded in the book of Jasher during the fight between the sons of Jacob and the Canaanite kings. A screech so fierce it toppled men from the walls. The second is gray aliens which entangle with our minds. The third is the rawness of the human. As I had sensed the Lord himself told me, rawness can heal you or destroy you. So with that said, we are clearly in the territory of either madness or insight. Our understanding here must pull out of the well of the human equation what the human is, or at least one aspect of what the human is. The Hebrew letters help us out as they, in part, represent what the human is, the human agency of being and power, and we all display, however broken, and sometimes inversely, the aspect of the letters. To reconcile our 3 points, we discover the letter Gimel. And here I will let AI chatbot tell it as it is. The Hebrew letter that best approximates the human self standing in isolation, naked, vulnerable, and without a house at the border interface with reality is Gimel. The shape of a walking man. Visually, the letter Gimel is structured like a person in motion. It consists of a vertical spine, a vav, and a foot extended forward. It represents the kinetic movement of the self stepping across a threshold. Gimel sits directly between Bet and Dalet, where Beth is a house and Daleth is a door. When a human experiences themselves as a Gimel, they are acting as a naked conduit. They have no walls to protect them, only their inherent movement forward. Now on my end, the power and the problem are exactly that humans do experience themselves as the Gimel. Sometimes in the rawness of being, through pain or through awareness, we touch a part of self, a deeper part of being. There is great power there as reflected by the shout or screech of Judah. It came from the Gimel and can destroy those who are at the receiving end of the shout. There are some humans out there, usually broken and ignorant, who can scream, or even talk, from their inner psychotic place, and it touches the Gimel, and if found inside the vulnerable listener, it will control them. We can detect these by perceiving that their voices penetrate. For those familiar with the Harry Potter magical series, it is analogous to the phenomenon of the obscurus or obscurial. But don't let our reference to fantasy steal the treasure of truth here, because our minds are often weak, distracted, deceived. As far as the second point, the gray aliens, or for that matter some aliens, whatever species, and some of them are not evil, we introduce them to the dynamic of the Gimel by understanding that the system has no energy. In the physical universe and dimensional layers, there may be physical energy, as it were, but there is no life energy. The universe has imparted life which then runs out, but not direct life. Existence is only upheld, but not a free-flowing life. My point is that some alien species are in a system with no energy, and taking some energy from a star or sun is nothing to their sub-phase dimensional domain compared to the higher-level energy of the Gimel capacity inside humans. They feed off humans, but in a particular way. Now when the human, injured and having neglected to build a house of sanctity and secrecy of self, where only he or she is found, they are vulnerable to be the naked Gimel at the threshold. It is like a turtle without a shell. It is like a solid large cosmic pillar planted into the cosmos, the letter Vav, if you like, that has expelled its inner self outward. It lives inside out, and this state is powerful in the inverse. It is weeping itself out by having no house, no letter Beth, no letter Daleth which is door to go through. All its veins are bleeding into the cosmic layers and are found, and are being fed off, because the pain and tears are living from a living being. There is a part of us that is naked and has raw power and being, and this part needs a connection, because an isolated thing always withers, and for us in the light the other thing, the door to connect to, is our Redeemer, and we can only connect properly with the Gimel when we come from the house of the letter Beth, which for us is the secret place of self-awareness wherein we contain ourselves without pain.